Well, hey, my well-regulated brothers and sisters. Do you carry a gun on the regular or have one at home to protect life, to protect your life, your family's life, or anybody else? I'm guessing the answer is yes. What are you training? Let's take a quick look at a short range session today. Just 50 rounds. I've got 4 magazines, so I'm actually going to shoot about 60 rounds. But if you've got a box of ammo and a piece of cardboard, in this case, I've got a piece of USPSA cardboard out here, I'm going to show you some quick things that you can train to help make you a very good protector of life, limb, and liberty. Let's get after it. Oh, here we go. All right, first things first, out on the target stand is just a regular piece of USPSA cardboard. We are going to be keeping all of our hits, or trying to keep them, in the A zone. When you're looking at targets, have some type of standard, some kind of standard that you can hold yourself to. Thus, if you miss or are shooting outside of a defined target zone, you can make adjustments. Don't just fling bullets at the berm. If you don't have something like that, what can you use? You can use a piece of printer paper, piece of notebook paper. You can use something as simple as a Post-it note. But today we're going to be using the USPSA target. Let's talk about gear real quick. How you carry the gun matters. I saw a recent commenter tell me that they switch their daily carry between a Glock 48, 43X and a little SIG P365. I asked why. They said they liked them both. The great John Bianchi once long ago said, one gun, one holster, all the time. The point is consistency. If you think about getting into a rental car or a friend's car, yes, you know how to drive it, but the little things, how to turn the radio on, how to turn the defroster on, how to adjust the mirrors or the seats, all of those little details you have to put energy in. Whereas the car you drive every day, you know where to touch everything. We need to develop that level of memory and consistency and comfort with our firearm. The more we change things, the more difficult we make that. So one gun, one holster all the time. Have a really good gun, have a really good belt, have a very good holster. We could do our discussion on each of those. Make sure the belt is sturdy and holds the gun up. Make sure that the holster holds the gun securely and completely covers the trigger guard. And of course, make sure it does a pretty good job of concealing. It's hot out here today. It's end of April, and I didn't want to put on a bigger shirt, so I might be printing a little bit. I'm not a fan of printing, but everything still stands for the video. I'm going to be shooting Super Bell ammunition, wearing their hat, Primo stuff, and I've got 4 magazines loaded. So I'm going to set up the gun just as I would out carrying. I use a Neo Mag, so I'm going to put my reload in my pocket just as I would. If you've never seen a Neo Mag, it's a great little made in the USA product that magnetically holds the magazine in your pocket. It's a little more covert than some other products out there. Don't buy the cheap ones off Amazon. Go to neomag.com. I'm going to throw my eyes and ears on and set myself up for success. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to perform some dry reps. I'm squared up. I'm at 11 yards right now, so we may move around a little bit. A zone is my target. I'm going to run a couple dry reps. How I do anything is how I do everything. I have to invest energy into my dry practice just like I would be doing live. How we start with our hands matters. You see a lot of guys always starting in a very advantageous draw stroke. There's some instructors teaching this, lying to you, telling you it's making you faster. Well, of course it's faster. You're basically starting with your hand on your cover garment and your hand on the gun. If that's the kind of man or woman you want to be, do that. But I suggest practicing from different hand positions. So, hands at my side, I'll just, to myself, initiate the draw, cover, connect, bring that gun up, sight picture, shot breaks, shot breaks. Yes, I can press a dead trigger. Tap rack, trigger guard's clear, holster's clear. I'll do a tap rack to build good habits of putting the gun away. Again, so as I clear, my master grip. One of the first things that we're going to be teaching and training in any class is how our hand connects to the gun. High and tight into the beaver tail, connection with the index finger of the dominant hand, and that has to happen in the holster. So connect with the master grip, finger high off the trigger, not around the trigger guard, high up on the frame. How I practice is how I'm going to output later, best case scenario. As the gun levels towards the target, connection point. So karate chop, touch point. The index finger of the support hand connects to the trigger guard, and as that gun comes into my eye line, my hands roll out and I form my two-hand grip. Check the description and I'll throw a video link in there to talk more about grip. Sight picture, trigger, trigger. Yes, you can press the dead trigger. Tap, rack, finger straight. We'll do a few more of these. Connect, touch, trigger, trigger. I am watching where my sights are. That's where my shot would have gone. Good. I'm feeling a little bit of tension in my upper body more than I'd like. And also, as I'm trying to talk to you, I'm getting off my game. I want to tap rack as I'm going to the holster. Here we go. Connect. Tap rack. Why tap rack? Because if my gun goes click instead of bang, I want good mechanics for getting that gun back working. Start with my hands up, cover garment, connect. Something I want to talk about. In this space, we often get into this mindset of, but what about this? What about that? You can't cover every topic. There are baseline fundamental skills, which is what we're working on today, that you have to have across the board. If I'm a mechanic, I have to know how to turn a wrench. If I'm a carpenter, I have to know how to pound a nail. If I'm a chef, I have to know how to use a knife or a spatula, right? Those tools don't build the house, make the meal, fix the car. Those tools are necessary components of it. We build skill with the tools through focused practice, which means you may need some training to make sure that you're doing it right. I'm going to load my gun now. How I do anything is how I do everything. Draw, lock the slide or bolt to the rear, in this case slide, master grip, cant the mag well inboard, seat lock, tug, cycle, press check, tap that into battery, finger straight. I'm going to pop my pelvis forward, recover to the holster. So on the command of up, I'm just going to fire 2 rounds. Are we ready? Ready. Here we go. And up. 0 time constraint. I'm working good mechanics. 2 shots, finger straight. Good hits. Trigger guard's clear. Holster's clear. Why am I being deliberate as I'm going back to the holster? Because I want to be deliberate as I'm pointing a firearm down at my bits and pieces, right? Or in the general vicinity of. 2 rounds on the up, up. Cover garment, grip, sights, trigger, trigger, trigger. Grip, grip, grip. So shooting is so much nothing more than consistently putting the gun in the same spot and seeing the target, seeing your sights or your dot through the target, and then just repeating the action. And 3 rounds. Finger straight and recover to the holster. 3 rounds. Finger straight, recover to the holster. Now when the gun goes to slide lock, I need to reload, right? So I know that I've got set up for the reload. Here we go. And recover to the holster. And up. Dump the mag, retrieve the new mag, feed it in. And recover to the holster. Part of this exercise is shooting at a pace that you're pushing yourself, but also working to make sure that you're inside of the parameters of seeing what's happening and making sure that you're not just blazing away into the berm. So I feel like I could maybe shoot a little bit faster. I threw 1 round just outside of the A zone there, which is not exciting. Reset. And now what we're going to start to do, I'm going to clear this out of my way. is I'm going to move this over a little bit too, is I'm going to now add a little bit of movement. I'm going to move and draw. Same thing. Ready? Move and draw. So as I go to the gun, my feet are going to move. Recover to the holster. I can just stay right here, going left. Move. And recover to the holster. Going to the right. Going to the left. And recover, going to the right. Dump the mag. Reload. I yanked the Neo mag right out of my pocket. You saw it happen in real time. And I see why. I ripped the rubber bumper off of it. Sorry, Neo mag, but what you see is what you get. So I'm going to replenish my magazine. I'm going to change the camera angle. All right. Got 2 magazines left. We're now going to take a knee. So I'm going to draw and take a knee. 3 rounds. Draw, take a knee. Fight back up, recover to the holster. Draw, take a knee. Fight back up, recover to the holster. Draw, take a knee. Fight back up, recover to the holster, and draw, take a knee. Fight back up, recover to the holster, and one more. Draw, take a knee. Reload, reload, reload. My microphone cable caught me. Yep, that's the way it goes when you've got camera gear on the range. You're seeing it in real time, kids. I knew I should have run that over my shoulder. It is what it is. All right, almost done. Almost done. So we got 1 magazine left. We're now going to go 2 to the body, 1 to the head. 2 to the body, 1 to the head. Are we ready? Here we go. And recover. 2 to the body, 1 to the head. And recover. That one felt good. I was watching through the sights. Here we go. Uno más. That be it. Gun's clear. Let's take a look at that target, kids. All right, so we shot between 7 and 10 yards. I threw 3 Charlies right here, and I've got 2 Charlies here over the top of the A zone in the head box. Let's just spin around just so you understand what we're looking at. So no misses off cardboard or anything. Here were my last head shots. And then these were some of the mics I pulled. When I call them a mic, yes, they were in the cardboard, but I was aiming only for the A zone. We could come up with 98 million different drills that we could run. You saw in this completely unscripted video, my Neo mag rip out of my pocket. Shit happens, and you know what? It was a little gear check. I did not realize that the rubber bumper that goes underneath the clip popped out, and that rubber bumper connects to your clothing. So gear check in training, and now I know I need to fix that. My microphone cable, I don't walk around with a microphone, hung me up, but that could happen with your shirt. It could happen with a piece of jewelry, something like that. So it's important that we train. I didn't edit this shit out. I could have put a fresh piece of cardboard up and done it again. One and done, 50 rounds with talking. It was a little more than 50, it was 60 rounds, but with talking, this is, you know what, less than 20 minutes with setup, with me going through all of the gyrations, and I get some different presentations of movement, of kneeling, of moving between multiple spots on the target. Don't get wrapped around the axle of thinking training has to be a specific thing. The part of it that needs to be specific is how you interact with the gun, that you choose to see your sights or dot as you're shooting, that you maintain consistency in the grip, and I think just as important, that you instill good things in your heart and mind as you're training, because we are training to do the right thing at the right time every time, as my buddy Super Dave Harrington likes to say. We are training to be good people. The idea, the concept of civic virtue, as our founders thought about it and talked about it, is deeply connected to the success or failure of this republic. The idea of civic virtue means that you and I do our parts to be well-regulated in the context of that time, was trained, capable, ready. Meant you and your homies were out there making sure that the neighborhood was safe and clean and well kept. You were looking out for the little old lady trying to cross the road. You're looking out for the folks with a flat tire in the snowstorm. You're doing right by your neighbors. Be well, don't be dickheads. Check out my friends at Super Val Ammunition. You guys that have been with us for years know that I have been sharing them for years. I don't do fly-by-night stuff. If we share a product with you, I believe in it. If I share a product with you and something changes and the people go to crap, I'll tell you. There's guns I don't shoot anymore because of some stuff that I don't support. Something I do support is my brand, Ignis Lux Coffee. We are roasting this in-house. Me and the lady spend a lot of time roasting, labeling, bagging. Bob's Hot Rod Blend is my favorite. If you wanted to do anything to support this channel and you're a coffee drinker, consider buying the coffee through ignisluxcoffee.com. We've got a subscription service that saves, I don't know, 10% or something. Basically, you get a bag of fresh roasted coffee. We roast every couple of days and it gets shipped right out to you. Well, it's only days off the roaster. It can't get much better than that. Be well, don't be dickheads. Tell somebody you love them. Be well regulated or something like that. Come train with us too. CarryTrainer.com. Next up, Tennessee, then California, then Ohio, then Pennsylvania, Michigan, Tennessee again, Illinois, and some other places. Peace.